What's up, y'all? All right, so I'm just gonna give it a few minutes and wait for some more people to hop on, if they do. I don't know. So I got another phone here so I can see some questions that people had asked me. All right. Get this all prepped. Y'all like my whiskey thing? My wife got me this for Christmas. Or if you're a kid and you're watching, Santa got me this because he's real. In case you're wondering, it's some Tennessee honey. All right, what we got? 501. All right, so get into the first question, and if people so choose to join in, then we'll keep going. All right, so why do you think the gun community is so divided between weekend warriors, budget dudes, and Gucci guys? Aren't we supposed to be united? Why the hate? Why the bashing? So it doesn't matter if it's about guns, politics, who's got the best truck. It doesn't matter. People are going to be divided, and people are going to talk trash, even though they're part of the same community. Any kind of outdoor page is the same way. The car community is the same way. You know, everybody likes to go to car shows and do all this stuff, but because I drive a Camaro and you drive a Mustang, like, we hate each other and we talk shit. But we're trying to do the same thing and enjoy the same, you know, the same hobby. So it doesn't really matter. You're never going to get rid of it. And why do people do it? Because they're bored. They are insecure about what they have versus what other people have. They care about what other people think. I mean, it is many number of things. Who knows? Just try not to get caught up in it. I mean, we all do. We all like to say we're above all that crap and we could give a shit what anybody else thinks. But there are times when we do, and we let it get to us, and we might maybe lash out and talk trash. But I've noticed lately that anytime somebody does that, there's a particular channel in particular who does it on his Instagram, his YouTube, pretty much daily, just talking trash on something or someone, whether it's a company, which, whatever, man, it is what it is. But typically it's about other people. And instead of, like, you know, educating and just moving on, they harp on why everybody else is so dumb and why they're so superior. And it just really is annoying, and I just tune out that channel now. So, like, I used to like watching their videos, and now I just kind of tune them out, because if that's what takes the focus of your day, then I don't really have the time for the negativity. So it is what it is. As to why people do it, you know, throw a dart at a reason, and that's why. So if you're smart, we'll all come together, we'll all fight for a common cause, and sing Kumbaya, but pretty much not going to happen. Next question: how often should a civilian train in full kit? Honestly, as much as you want. Really, I guess it depends kind of what do you hope to get out of your training. If you're going to train in kit and that's how you expect to employ yourself at all times, then train in it anytime you train, once weekly, once monthly, however many times you can get out to the range in, you know, X time period. You should train in it all the time. Train how you're going to fight, I guess. It really just comes down to what your goals are for yourself. If you expect that we're going to have to, you know, fight some sort of, you know, war amongst ourselves in the country, then maybe you want to do that more often. If you are just a casual weekend shooter, then you probably don't have to shoot in training kit at all. It's really just it's really up to you and what you want to do. So my suggestion would be to train as much as you can, as often as you can, and make yourself the most uncomfortable as you can. Because most people try to shoot comfortably and, you know, make it as easy as possible, but you're really getting the most out of your training when you're uncomfortable and you're sweating, you're disgusting, you're nasty, you're hot, you're tired. That's when you push yourself to that brink and keep going, that's when you get better. If you just train to comfortability, then when it is time to get uncomfortable, you're not going to be used to it and you're going to suck. And you're not going to be used to running and gunning with all the gear on, the extra weight. I mean, plates and a good plate carrier, you're going to add, you know, close to, with all your gear, your rifle, I mean, 40, 50 pounds. I mean, that's a lot. And some people are weaker than others, and you might not be able to make it 500 yards before you're totally gassed. I don't know. So train as best as you can. Nice. It's 8 Eastern. Yes, it is. Let's go. Oh my God, I can't wait. And I thought I missed it. I'm just reading all the comments. Yes, sir. That's my kind of pour. You know what? I haven't even taken a sip yet because I just got right into this. The hate is so annoying. It is. It is. All right, so what's the next question here? All right, the next question is, what do you do in the military? So most of you know I'm in the Marine Corps, and everybody you meet is infantry or recon or the baddest ass that you've ever met in your whole life. That is very rarely the case. Although infantry and my job are the two largest MOSs, which is just, military occupational specialty, your job. So I'm a transportation chief, motor transportation chief. And all that is I'm in charge of the guys who drive the big ass trucks with the guns on them and take stuff from point A to point B. So Iraq and Afghanistan was pretty hard for guys like me because they used, it wasn't one-on-one fighting because they knew they would lose. So they used a lot of IEDs, which is roadside bombs, all that stuff. So obviously the guys driving the stuff from point A to point B are the ones hitting those bombs. So that sucked. Luckily, it only happened to me a few times. I'm not hurt, have all my limbs, so we're good. But yeah, I'm not like a running and gunning infantry badass. I'm not recon. I'm not a scout sniper. I'm not a Navy SEAL. I like to train. I like guns. And a lot of people don't realize that not everybody does the same thing in the military. There's literally specific jobs. There's guys who are military police. They're cops. There's guys who are supply, who work in warehouses. There's guys who drive trucks. There's guys who run and gun. There's guys who do admin shit, so they just sit on a computer all day and deal with pay and leave and all kinds of other administrative crap. So there's literally a job for everything, just like the civilian world. We just wear a uniform and go to war and do it. So everybody's got their part to play. What caliber besides 9mm would you want more cheaper? Would I want more cheap? I want everything more cheaper. I guess, I don't know, 5.56 and 300 blackout would be, I don't really, so I used to have this thing where I wanted one of every different type of caliber out there. And I want so many different weapon platforms. And, as I get further, I realize that the more you have of something, the less I have of ammo and accessories that fit that particular thing. Obviously, unless it's an AR, then, modularity. But really, besides 9mm and 5.56 and 300 blackout, that's like my three main, rounds that I F with right now. I don't really want a whole bunch of other stuff. Yes, I do have other things, and it's nice to have them, and it's cool. But the main, I guess, focus for me is just, 9, 5.56, and 300 blackout. Anything else that I have is cool, it's extra, but those are like my main things that I like to focus on. And if I'm gonna buy ammo, it's gonna be for those three calibers there. How many videos do you have so far? I don't even know, man. Scroll back on my YouTube and you tell me. I don't know, like 60, 70, I don't know. So I started this channel doing four-wheeler videos back in the day. My wife kind of talked me into doing some YouTube because she was looking into doing YouTube, and then she ended up not even really doing it, and then I just ended up keeping at it. So there's another question further in here somewhere that I saw that I'll go into more details with the channel. But yeah, I don't know, like 70-ish videos. I don't really know. I went through and deleted a lot because not too long ago I got demonetized for nothing. So I had to wait 30 days. I went through and just deleted a bunch of like bullcrap reviews that I did just because companies reached out to me. It wasn't really stuff I really cared about. It just companies reached out and was like, hey, if you review this, we'll give it to you. And I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. And then I ended up giving that stuff away. So I deleted a bunch of those videos because once I made them and, got the product, I either kept it or gave it away. I didn't really have a use for it. So yeah, I deleted a lot of that stuff. So yeah. If you started over collecting firearms, where would you start? It kind of ties back to that ammo question. If I had to start all over, I had no weapons, where would I start? A 9mm handgun and a 5.56 AR rifle. That's where I would start, and I would just train and get as effective as I could in those two platforms, because if crap did hit the fan and we had to start scavenging and doing whatever, those two calibers are going to be the most prevalent that you would find in your ravaging. So if you're going from home to home, businesses, sporting goods stores, those 2 rounds are going to be, the most popular, and that's what people are going to stock up on. If you're going to start out and, go with the 357 or some random caliber that you think is the next up and coming thing, then you're probably not going to find that going from, place to place if that situation arrived. I know we're talking some crazy conspiracy theory stuff, but yeah, if I had to start over, a good 9mm handgun, 5.56 AR, 16-inch, just a standard, standard barrel, 16-inch AR, and then after that, maybe I would get some more uppers if I wanted a shorter barrel, like 11.5, 10.5, whatever. Yeah, and then after that, 300 blackout, because I love 300 blackout. I don't know why. Let me go back to the tube real quick and see if there's any other questions popping up. I'm poor, LOL. I'm poor too. It's okay. And when people say like, oh, you're not poor, like, dude, I'm poor. I buy stuff like in little increments, and then I just put it all together, and you're all like, oh, he's always buying stuff. Like, dude, do you know how long that took me? Like a month, man. Like, I can't just go buy stuff when I want to. Thank you for your service, brother. Thank you, I appreciate it. Do what I do. Hate on hate from a person to person is stupid. To each their own. Copy. Companies, on the other hand, I post my opinion and experience with them. Yeah, man, we all should. I mean, that's the only way. And I think for companies, it's different because that kind of feedback makes them get better. When you're just trash talking an individual, like how do they get better if you're not trying to bring them up? A company has a whole R&D team or a sales team that's like, all right, let's look at the numbers, let's compare, contrast, blah blah blah. They know what they need to do for their business. A person isn't going to know that. They're going to be like, I don't know. This guy said I suck, so I might as well just stop doing what I like to do because I suck. Like bring people up, man. All calibers. We need them all cheap. We're not poor. We just spend less. Yeah. Screw the economy. I'm not spending my money. Got my whiskey and cigar ready for this. I don't smoke, but hey, cheers, man. Is this your first time living in California? So no, this is actually my second time living in California. So the first time was from 2007 to late 2010, and then I got stationed on the East Coast, and I've been there ever since. And then I had to come back here because the Marine Corps wanted me to diversify my profile and change myself up geographically. 219 videos. Huh. You know what? Now that you said that, Delta D8, it does tell you right at the top of the YouTube. It tells you how many videos you have. Do you think companies like Zavasta and Springfield will start changing the industry to two-way friendly state manufacturing only? I mean, I feel like it's going to push to that because as these other states become more and more liberal, they're going to start, either coming up with some stupid, crazy tax, or they're just going to make stupid rules and laws within their states to force these companies to move and change stuff up. And honestly, I can't really blame them. They might as well just all move to Texas or like Montana or something, and hopefully they don't have to keep moving anymore. I don't know. 22 long rifle maybe. Yeah, 22 is one of those underrated calibers. 22 is awesome. You can shoot so many things and it doesn't ruin all the meat. A good 22. That, you know what? If I had to start all over, I'd take it back. If I had to start all over, I would start with a 22 rifle because that's how most kids start. They get their first 22. It's like your first step up from a BB gun, and get accurate with it. That's how I was. I used to shoot the freaking heads off of doves back in the day, and then save all that breast meat because that's pretty much all they have. Making a brace video Monday. Yeah, I put these out here. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put these braces out in my live. ATF, come at me, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a whole other thing. If you're building your one and only dream AR, how would you build it? Barrel length, twist, gas lengths, handguards, stocks, brands, etc. Man, that's gonna be a while. If I'll come back to that because so many things in my head, like a Midwest rail, probably either 10.3 or 10.5 inch barrel, 300 blackout suppressed. I don't know, probably like 1 and 7, 1 and 8 twist. Carbine gas length. I'd have a stock on it instead of a brace since it doesn't matter anymore. Probably an Aim Point Pro, or I don't know, something for that optic. Surefire light. Magpul sling or one of those Warrior Poet slings, but a Magpul like MS1 sling is perfect for me, and they're not really fancy. They work. What's your next upgrade plans for the expedition? So it's coming. It's coming. I've been building parts slowly. Like I said, I'm poor, man, so I got to get piece by piece by piece. I don't know if you guys saw my, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm like, who's the poor who has to buy one tire at a time? That's me, because I can't just drop all this money on tires. What are your tips for someone trying to start a YouTube channel? Be consistent. Be consistent. Know your channel and what your focus is, and your audience will come. Honestly, I was doing YouTube and it wasn't really getting a lot of views. I was doing four-wheeler videos and stuff, which is something I still like and I'll still do to this day whenever I go back to North Carolina. But just stay consistent. You want to post at least weekly, or a couple times a week. You don't want it to go 2, 3, 4 weeks where people kind of forget you. You want to kind of be in their face, and maybe not all the content is going to be as good as others. Some people just have a better personality. They're sponsored. They get their stuff out there. I don't know. I'm not super successful. I've only got like 5,000 subscribers, but I just try to stay consistent. And that one video can make or break your channel. I went from like 900 and some subs to like over 3,000 over one series of videos, and that was the Peasant Elite series of videos, and that crap just took off out of nowhere. I don't know if it was because it was cheap and people were like, holy crap, a $350 AR, and then I added a few accessories and stuff which bumped the price up, but I don't know, people liked it and it took off, and I'm not mad about it. My wife thinks she's slick. On average, how much do you spend on gun products per month? No comment. Get out of my face. Desert Tactical Jeep life. Jeep. So out of all the American brands, Chevy, Dodge, or GM, Ford, and Chrysler, I'm just not on Chrysler's bandwagon because they're owned by Fiat, so they're not even really an American company, so they can go somewhere. New Bronco. I'd rather get that over a Wrangler. If you weren't poor, what would you buy complete? I don't know, Daniel Defense, I guess. Why not? Peasant Elite, that made our friendship. Tell the story. This from Desert Tactical. So I was looking for, I did the Peasant Elite videos and I was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I just got this standard grip, blah, blah, blah. And Desert Tactical was like, yo, I got this grip. I don't even use it, man. Like, you can have it. And I was like, what? It's like, dude's just going to give me stuff for free? It was like my first, interaction with somebody on YouTube who was like, hey, I'll send you some stuff. And I was like, okay, not really expecting much, and lo and behold, the grip came in the mail, and he also threw some extra stuff in there. It was like one of those little things you put on your rail to, to keep your wiring for your weapon light all nice and neat. I forget what they're called off the top of my head, but then after that, we just started talking, and dude's been a good friend of mine since. We met up, we shot, and we talked pretty much not only daily, almost every other day. What model Swamp Fox scope you have on that 6mm arc? It is a Swamp Fox Patriot 6x24x50, I believe, and it's pretty sweet. It was between that and the Vortex, and the Vortex was only like $60, $70 more, and all the reviews were basically tied between the two. And I've had Vortex rifle scopes in the past. I've never had a Swamp Fox rifle scope, so I just took a chance on it and got it. And right out of the box, the thing was money. It was smooth. What is your level of love for the AK? So I think they're cool. I think they're pretty awesome for what they are. There's a reason why all these other countries, that's like their weapon of choice, their weapon of war, if you want to say. It just works, man. You can throw it around, you can do whatever you want to it, and AK works. I'm just a red-blooded American, and I like my ARs, and maybe one day I do want to have an AK one day. It's just not really high on my list of things to buy, just because, I don't know, it's like one of those things like, yeah, it's cool, I would love to shoot one. If somebody has one and they offer to let me shoot it, I'm going to be super excited about it, but it's not one of those things that I'm going to rush out to buy over something else. Biggest regret, firearm-wise, buying, selling? Selling. I don't think you can, yeah, you might regret spending on a certain firearm, but I think at the end of the day, you still have a firearm, you have something to show for your money. My biggest regret is selling firearms. It's almost like cars. If I could go back in time to have some of the vehicles that I've sold, I wish I could do the same with some of the firearms I've sold. because you never get the money that you spent for them or on them back. And I've let go of some pretty cool stuff. You know, some shotguns that I really wish I had, some rifles that I really wish I still had. I sold an AR. Like, who sells an AR? You know what I mean? Like, you can always use an AR for something. Even if you change the whole thing up, you know? I don't know. It's weird. I never sell. I be collecting like crazy, bro. Hey, that's what I'm saying. So don't sell your stuff. It's not worth it. That, I know it seems like it in the moment and you need extra money, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, that's why I've sold stuff in the past. Like, I needed a couple $100 like to get me through the next week. And I get it, it seems like that, but guess what? Just don't go out to buy fast food. Don't buy a Monster. Don't buy ridiculous things you don't need sometimes. Yeah, I've had these forever just sitting around because I buy stuff when I don't need it. I don't know. Better money management, I guess. Don't sell your stuff. How's the vehicle coming along? It's coming along. I just answered that question. Pay attention. It took me 8 years to convince my main USMC homie of getting an AK. You'll come around. And maybe I will. Maybe I will. You know, maybe once I own one, it's different because I'm not just shooting somebody else's stuff. But yeah, man, I'll get there one day. I'll get there. Wasn't Riding Dirty logo. Wasn't OG Riding Dirty logo an AK? So OG was not an AK. OG, once I started doing gun videos, was, and that was just because that was the cheapest little graphic design that I could pay some guy in India to make for me. And I've since upgraded that. How you liking that Holosun 407? The Holosun 407 is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's very reliable. Same thing. I slapped it on the handgun, and that thing just was money right out of the box. I'm gonna go back to some of the original questions because I've just been answering all the YouTube questions. All right. Will you do budget gear for 2023? Yeah, your boy's balling on a budget. Like, I live my life on a budget. I'm not rich by any means, and I like to get the most value that I can for the best price I can. So I'm never the guy to go out and buy the absolute best of anything. And I try not to buy the worst of anything. I try to float in the middle. You know, most places maybe a little bit more towards the bottom end. But if I know something's not going to work, I'm not going to buy it because that's just dumb. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing some budget stuff, and I'm going to be incorporating and doing some different stuff with the channel also. You live in Cali, right? Do you intend to leave? What states would you move to? Yes, I live in California. It is not by choice. I was stationed here. Yes, I do intend to leave as soon as my time is up here. So typically we get stationed at a place for 3 years at a time. Sometimes you can go into 4 years, just depending on what's going on at the time. So at the end of 3 years here, I do intend to go back to North Carolina and do my last contract. After this contract, I'll have like 3 years left to get the heck out of the military and move on to better things. And I will be settling down in North Carolina. What big things does the channel have for 2023? So I don't really know about big things. I know I'm going to switch it up. So I started this off, if you read the description for the channel, you know, it says outdoor, hunting, fishing, you know, cars, guns, and all that stuff. I'm still going to be heavily focused on guns and gear, so don't worry. But I'm also going to start getting into more of the outdoor stuff also, because I feel like most people who like firearms and gear and all that stuff, we're kind of naturally more outdoorsy people. Very rarely do you have like a indoor nerd who likes guns. I mean, if you are, and that's you, cool. I'm not bashing you. I'm just saying, typically people like us tend to like the outdoors and doing outdoorsy things. Every once in a while you get a city slicker who likes guns and hates the outdoors, but it is what it is. But yeah, I want to start getting into some outdoor stuff. Once I put the expedition together and, you know, have that going, I want to start, you know, doing some more camping, a little bit of off-roading videos, not like mudding off-roading, but just like kind of like overlanding, but I'm not like an overlander. I'm not going to have like a big camper and all this crazy crap. I'm just going to load up the truck and explore some trails in Cali, because there's a crap ton of them. Camp out overnight. A lot of these places have some recreational shooting areas, so I can do camping, off-roading, and go shooting. Pretty much the trifecta of what I like to do. And there's also some spots that have some fishing holes. So yeah, I just want to switch it up a little bit. I don't want to stay doing the same things. I don't want to keep reviewing, you know, Faiachi stuff because they keep reaching out to me like, hey, will you review my stuff? I'm like, I guess, sure. So I'm gonna mix it up and do a little bit of everything and not just focus on one thing. What do you recommend for a new shooter? If you're a new shooter, get training. So get familiar with your weapon first and foremost. Watch videos, get on YouTube. No shame in it. Ask questions. Don't be too shy to ask questions. Learn as much as you can. Before you put one round downrange, you can dry fire. You can do weapons manipulation drill. You can work on your draw from either, however you're going to carry. If you're going to carry concealed, if you're going to open carry, whatever. If you're going to carry a fanny pack, a backpack, whatever you're going to do. I don't know. Just be train and be proficient and research. Know what you're talking about. And ignore the people who are going to talk crap on you. That are going to be like, oh, your Taurus sucks. I mean, if that's all you could afford, I'd rather have a Taurus than a rock. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I'm going to come at a guy with my Spyderco or a Taurus GX3, give me the Taurus GX3, man. And if anybody tells you that you suck, oh well. I suck, but I'm not dead. What's a good plate carrier? So, very subjective. You can go as expensive as like Cry Precision, or as low as like some Condor stuff. Really just depends. Really depends on your budget and what you have to work with. Really, the big thing to look at as far as plate carriers to me, they all do the same crap. They hold the armor. The armor is what the important part is. So, whatever armor you buy, AR 500, Spartan, whatever, all that crap. Really just depends on you. But the plate carrier itself, really, if it's like 500D or above, the nylon rate, so like 500D, 1000D, all that stuff, that's just really how thick the nylon weave is that makes up the plate carrier. So really, 500D is about where I like it, because you don't want it, like 1000D is really super stiff nylon, so those plate carriers don't really have a lot of give to them. 500 has a decent amount of give, but it's not like super loose and flopping all over the place. So 500D is where I like to be. So whatever plate carrier you're looking at, even if you're on Amazon because you're balling on a budget, personally I don't care. The plate carrier isn't what's saving your life. As long as it's durable enough to hold your plates and do what you need them to do. So make sure you check out the buckles, make sure you do all that stuff, and that stuff is legit. If it's not, then send it back and try another one. But your armor is what you want to spend your money on. I run stuff that is issued to me, and I have extra stuff that was issued to me. So they're level 4 ceramic ESAPs. They're pretty legit. So I don't really have any worries there. So I could throw that in, a $40 Condor plate carrier, and I'm going to be just fine. The plate carrier isn't really, that's not what's protecting you, but you do want it to be of decent quality to hold the plates and be durable, because if you are running around crawling, doing stuff, you don't want buckles popping off or Velcro just losing all its stickiness, I don't know, Velcro-iness, and then your plates are just falling out. That'd be weird. I want a sticker. You know what? Stand by. 1 second. Don't leave. So I've actually got these stickers, and my wife decided, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna be a super nice wife, and I'm gonna make my man some stickers for his channel. And then she ordered me these Frisbees, man. These things are tortillas, So I have a bunch of these big old Riding Dirty Outdoor stickers. So yeah, I gotta find a way to give these away or do something, and order some smaller ones. Oh, my wife asked me tell me about your Riding Dirty Outdoor stickers that are available. I just did. All right, so let's see. Let me catch back up on the questions you guys are asking on here. What mount is the Swamp Fox on? It's on an Aero Precision mount. Biggest regret? Oh, I already answered that one. Tip: buy all guns and parts same color, so the wife thinks they're all the same gun. You're good. You're good, Mr. Tasker. You're good. That's next level badassery. I've only got one gun. What are you talking about? The black one. Oh, man. PSA AK. Yeah, I like the AKV. It's pretty nice. Budget Gear 2023 Behind California Edition. Yes, California budget. Dude, y'all see the price of eggs? I can't even afford Budget Gear. I can't afford damn breakfast. It's crazy. About to put chickens in the backyard here, man. When is the next giveaway? That's a great question. Maybe I'll do one, let's say next week. We'll do a giveaway next week. So stay tuned, support your boy and his videos. So if there's some videos below this that you haven't clicked the little thumbs up on or commented on, shame on you. Do it after this. And the more love I get, the quicker I'll announce the giveaway for next week. Can I get a sticker? I'll put it on my gun safe. Yes, just message me on Instagram because I know you follow me on Instagram. Message me on Instagram and I'll get back to you. Do you plan to do another collab video with another YouTuber anytime soon? So yes, I do. Me and Desert Tactical have talked about meeting up again, and whether that is somewhere in the middle or I go my butt all the way back to Arizona, we're gonna do that again. So if anybody else is in the Cali / Western Arizona area and you want to shoot, send me a message on Instagram, or my email is also in my my bio. Send me an email or send me a message on Instagram and we'll try to schedule something. But I actually talked to Desert Tactical either yesterday or the day before about doing like a little off-roading trip into the Anza Borrego Desert and shooting and camping or whatever, and we got to figure out the details and a time that works best, but it is coming sometime in the future. The AR-500 Veritas carrier is pretty nice. It is. So that was one of the ones where I think Armor Republic is the one who makes, Armor Republic is the one who makes the AR-500 Veritas carrier, and they're pretty nice, and they're not too expensive. It's like, I think that's like $150 or something for the carrier, and then they have like bundles every once in a while on sale where like, I don't know, under like $300 you can have a plate carrier and armor plates. I'm never going to recommend armor plates because if you got shot and you're laying up in a hospital, I'm going to be like, damn, Ryan Dirty Outdoors told me this plate was going to be awesome. I'll recommend carriers. Armor, you got to do your own damn research because I ain't going to be liable. What got you into guns? How old were you? They just always been a part of my family. So I grew up hunting, fishing, doing all that outdoor stuff, and obviously, you just kind of grow up into it, shooting squirrels, shooting birds, and then moves up to, your first deer hunt, and hunted deer for many years, and then just that turns into liking other guns, and then you start liking to go target shooting, and you then, join the Marine Corps, and, now it's pretty much my life, I guess. My life has been guns for as long as I can remember. So I guess what really got me into guns was just hunting and being outdoors. And I used to just grab my 22, like I would get home from school, grab my 22 and just go walking through the woods and, shoot some squirrels, some doves or whatever. And then I'd bring them back home, skin them, throw them on the grill and clean them and eat them. And yeah, so I used to be really reckless as a child. I would just shoot random ass birds and stuff and not really do anything with them. Then kind of high school, I guess, freshman-ish area, once I 14, I started thinking dang, I shouldn't just be killing random stuff. So I always have the motto now, if I'm going to shoot it, then I'm going to eat it. So if it's not something that I'm willing to eat, then I'm not going to shoot it. Unless it's some sort of pest or whatever, if it's, I don't know, a raccoon keeps tearing up my trash, or some random turkey vulture keeps doing whatever, or there's a what are those like a crane or something that gets to your fishing pond and eats all your fish. Yeah, I'm gonna dome that dude. I don't care. So, but generally, if I shoot it, I try to eat it. That's what I'm working on now. Some chickens. Hey man, you got to. So I know when I go back to North Carolina, chicken for days, man. Eggs. Kill the damn chickens. I don't care. I really just want the eggs, honestly. Desert Tactical left us hanging for dinner. He did. My wife just commented that Desert Tactical left us hanging for dinner. So he came to Cali to go to Big Bear, and he was like, yeah, we'll meet up for dinner or something, blah, blah, blah. Hit him up, and he's like, oh, gave me 1,000 excuses. No, I'm just kidding, buddy. It just didn't work out with our schedules and stuff going on, so it is what it is. Where did you get your whiskey gun? I already explained that. Where have you not been tuned into the freaking video, my love? I got it from you. You bought it. And then I said Santa bought it, because Santa's real. That sounds like a great trip with DT. It will be. I just hosted a 2-day shooting event. Bug Out Bundy and others showed up. The night shoot was awesome. Yes, you did. I saw it. I watched the video. I liked it. I commented on it. I did my part. All right. What else we got? Sticker giveaway. All right. When I do my giveaway video, a sticker will definitely be part of the giveaway. And then anybody who reaches out to me via email or Instagram message, it's too hard to filter through comments on stuff like this. So I need you to like message me directly. And I'll get you a sticker because I gotta get rid of these and order some smaller ones because my wife doesn't understand dimensions. She's like, oh, that sounds like a good size. It's as big as that damn house. What are the flags behind you? So these are from a couple deployments. So this one is from Afghanistan. This little banner flag is from Iraq. And all my buddies that I deployed with signed it. They signed the black too in some gold ink. You just can't see it on camera. And I just display them because why not, you know? Like, people like, are you like a terrorist? Just like, no, dude. Like, if you went somewhere and deployed somewhere and fought with people, then you would be flying the stuff too. And I walk around the neighborhood here. I live on base, and you look on the garages that are open. Everybody does the same thing. It's just a thing we do. I don't know why. I got a little hat here from a little Afghan boy. I traded him a pen, just a regular standard ballpoint pen, and he gave me one of those little hats because the stuff that we take for granted that we have, they don't have it. They don't have a fucking pen. Like, they live in mud huts and stuff, you know. I'll hang it up later. That's why I get so mad at like some Americans who like talk trash. It's like, yes, you know, our country could be better, but it could be a lot worse. So, you know, did the whiskey gun show up full or empty? Did Santa get a little nip before he delivered it? Unfortunately, it came empty, and I had to go to the store here and fill it up pretty quickly because it looked sad just being empty like this. But it's a pretty good deal, I think. I don't know, I want to say she got it off Amazon because I usually just put whatever I want to buy on an Amazon wish list, and then that's what we send each other for our gift buying. Comes with 4 glasses and all this stuff. I think it was like $85 or something. I don't know. But it's pretty nice. I read some reviews where people were like, oh, it came busted and stuff. It's like, I don't see how, because this thing was like, had so much styrofoam. I don't see how it could have came busted, but maybe their UPS guy hates them. I don't know. Any home defense videos coming soon? So, yes, dear. I do want to do a home defense video pretty soon. Just trying to get all the details worked out. And I had to get my family to be on board with me. So when I do videos like that, everybody kind of has to be on the same page. And I try to tell them stuff every now and again, and they just kind of roll their eyes at me and tell me I'm crazy or I'm like a doomsday prepper or something. But I think home defense, you can only do so much, and if your focus isn't solely on the threat because you're worried about what your family's doing, then you can't really be as effective as you could, because while the threat is active in your home, you're subconsciously worried about what your family's doing because they're not on the same page as you. Like, I know, like, I want them to run to this room, be there, grab this gun off the wall, sit there because this room has no windows, there's only one entrance, and if anybody comes through there that's not me, you fucking light them up. But they might not know that, and that's kind of stuff you have to work out as a family and know, like, hey, when something happens and I tell you to move, don't ask questions, don't, you know, what, huh? Like, me and my wife were watching a video the other day. It's like, I hate when women do that. Like, why? How come? What? But why? Just do what the hell I'm telling you to do, because I'm trying to save your life and all of our lives. Like, just do it. Just move. Anyway, I don't mean to get angry. What are your thoughts on 3D printed guns? Honestly, if you got the means to do it and you can do it, then do it. I personally, I don't really want one just because, I don't know, I don't really like 3D printing. I think it's ugly and the parts are kind of weak. Injection molded stuff is far superior, obviously. For like accessories and stuff, cool. And I guess, I mean, a firearm frame being 3D printed, I mean, unless you're dropping your stuff or doing whatever, it's not the biggest deal. But I personally I wouldn't want one, but I'm not against people making them and doing what they got to do. Less Uncle Sam knows, the better, honestly. So make them if you got them. Do what you do. I'm all about it, freedom. How do you focus with both eyes open? My eyesight kind of gets crossed a little bit. So, I don't know, you know. I think growing up, you're, like, when you grow up hunting and shooting, like, squirrels and deer and stuff, you kind of develop that bad habit of closing your non-dominant eye because you're focused so much. But you don't realize how much you're missing out on with that peripheral vision. And I don't know, I can't really explain it. You just gotta train to it, man. You keep both eyes open, and with red dots, it's super easy because your parallax and all that stuff, everything is right there. And as long as you got your dots set up to where it meets, you know, where you need it to meet, you're not seeing a bunch of black or any kind of weirdness. It's just kind of natural to keep both eyes open, especially when you're trying to be like more tactical and stuff. If you close one eye, I just closed off this whole avenue of approach. Somebody could come up and smack me in the freaking dome, and I can't see none of it coming because I have one eye focused downrange on whatever I'm looking at, and I just left everything exposed. I can't even see my hand doing this shit right here. Like I literally can't see it at all. You open it up, this whole field of view, I can see all the way to here now. So you just gotta get used to it, man. You gotta train to it. It's gonna be weird because you've trained yourself your whole life to do the opposite. You close that eye, so it's gonna feel unnatural at first. But as you train to it and as you keep doing it, it's going to feel weird to do this. You're going to catch yourself doing it and you're like, what am I doing? Idiot, stop. Just, especially if you're trying to be tactical, if you're just hunting in the woods and stuff, close your eye, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to, you know, if you're back in your deer stand, nobody's going to sneak up on you and punch you in the face. But if you're trained to a standard and you want to develop good habits, then keep both your eyes open. And your dominant eye is still doing all the work. This eye is just looking at your peripherals and stuff, and eventually, don't try to do weird stuff with your eyes. Just focus on your target. Don't focus on the dot. Focus on your target. The dot is going to line up. If you look at your target and the dot hits it, that's when you shoot. If you're focusing just on your dot, then the target behind you becomes a blur. Let's see, was there any more questions that I missed? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Man, fuck your community guidelines. I mean, F your community guidelines. Figure out what eye is your dominant eye. Most of us are told and trained that your dominant eye is on the same as the hand you use. So people are cross-eyed dominant. Some people are cross-eyed dominant. So that's a good point, Delta D80. Naturally, if I'm right-handed, I automatically think my right eye is my dominant eye, which it is for me. But some people are different. Some people write and throw with their left hand, but everything else they do with their right hand. And same might be for the eyes. Maybe, you know, your left eye is dominant even though your right hand is, or your left hand is dominant but your right eye is. It can vary. So, great point, Delta D80. Figure out what your dominant eye is. See what feels natural to you. Maybe you're really a lefty and you've been shooting righty all your whole life because most of us are righty. Who knows? Maybe your parents sucked and didn't tell you, like, hey, you can be both or one or the other. I'm cross-eyed dominant. Yeah, man. That's terrible. So you have to train extra hard because everything is weird for you. My daughter is right-handed and her left eye is her dominant. Yeah. So maybe that's what's going on with you there, big boss. Maybe you're right-handed or left-handed, but your opposite eye is the dominant one, and that's what's kind of throwing you off when you're looking at your sights. I didn't even really think about that because it's so natural for me to know that I'm all right-sided. What kind of knife did you have? This is the Spyderco Enduro 4, and I love this thing. I like knives just as much as I like guns, so I just have like a random bunch of knives. I had this little pink donut knife because I thought it was cool. But yeah, I just like this knife. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's got a little bit of a serrated edge down here. Then there's your flat blade up here. Got a little thumb hole to be able to employ quickly. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Nothing fancy. You're right, LOL. I wear Coke bottles also. Oh no. You look like, what's that dude's name? It just left my head. The dude from Trailer Park Boys. I forget his name. You're right, pun intended. Right. Bubbles. God, you're good. You're good. You're on it, Normalizer. Any other questions? I'm probably going to wrap this up soon. I told my wife this is going to be about 30 minutes because I got to take her out to dinner. It's my weekend to pay, so we alternate weekends who pays for dinner. It's my day. What is your home defense shotgun setup? So, that's funny. So my home defense weapon is not a shotgun. I know this is like a debate, and I don't think anybody's really right or wrong. For me, a shotgun is not my choice because I want to have more precision. I want to know exactly where I'm shooting and where every one of my rounds is going. Shotguns are great. They definitely have a purpose, and if you use one, I don't think you're wrong at all. Just for me, I don't want, if I was going to use a shotgun, I'd be using like triple-aught buck or something, and those pellets are going to, they're going to fan out. I'm going to have a shorter barrel shotgun, which is going to spread that pattern out even more. And if somebody's close to, like, say, my bedroom or one of my kids' bedrooms, and that's all I've got, and I still got some distance between me and them, I don't know where those pellets are going to end up with that spread. So for me, I want to be a precision shooter. So I am going to use my 300 blackout with hollow points. And obviously hollow points are going to spread out when they hit, drywall, wood, all that stuff, to try to, keep it from as much over penetration as you can. I also would, so my two that I have set up side by side kind of on my gun wall are my 300 blackout and one of my AR pistols. And I have hollow points loaded in each one of the home defense mags that I have. And then the rest are just, green tip or whatever bullcrap 223 ammo that I bought for cheap for range days. But hollow points are definitely what you want for home defense because you don't want them to go through your house and your neighbor's house. But yeah, I don't really do shotguns for home defense. I have shotguns, but to me, they, I don't know. In my home for home defense, for me, it's not an option because of my family. If I was by myself, then absolutely shotgun all day, some buckshot, and that's it. I'm not shooting slugs. I'm not shooting any of that stuff because that's just going to go through everything. A 12 gauge slug is going through damn brick and mortar. Buckshot is what I would run. And if I didn't have anybody else in the house to worry about, I was just a single dude, then yeah, let the BBs fly. But for me, with a family, I need to be more precise, and that's why I have weapon lights on pretty much any of my rifles. Because if I just need to grab a random one off the wall, because I'm just in the fog of war at the moment, everything I got has a weapon light on it, and I'm able to engage and do what I got to do. That's just me. If you use a shotgun, then I would suggest short barrel. Tactical setup, has an adjustable buttstock. You have the ability to add more rounds to the side. Take out the plug. There's that wooden dowel inside the. If you have a pump, there's a little wooden dowel inside of the barrel there. You take that wooden dowel out. It lets you fit more rounds in. I think most from the factory are like 3+1 or whatever. You take that wooden dowel out and you can run like 5, 6. So that's what I would do. Next build. So I actually sold one of my 9mm uppers because uppers are a dime a dozen, but the firearm itself I didn't sell. So this is going to be the basis of my next build. So what I'm going to do yet, I don't really know. Either going to do like a 7.62 AR build or just build another, yet another 5.56 build. I don't really know yet, but this is an Anderson lower, and it's here. I'm just waiting for inspiration to strike and tell me what to do. He has a shotgun question. Yes, I have a shotgun. I haven't reviewed every single gun I own. I just review stuff as I feel like I want to. I don't know. Where are you guys going for dinner? So that's OPSEC, because now I know if I tell you, then people are going to find me. No, I'm just kidding. So we're going to go to get some Vietnamese food. So I don't know if you guys know, my wife is Mexican. So typically we tend to always go out and eat Mexican food because that's just what we both love. And we're like, my wife looked at me today, she's like, whatever you pick, just don't pick Mexican food. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, what kind of food do you want? She's like, whatever. And I was like, all right, so if I say Vietnamese food, she's like, let's do it. And I was like, all right, cool. So neither one of us have had pho before. So we're going to go to get some Vietnamese food, maybe get some tea with the little boba tea or whatever. It's got those little bulbs of crap in them. I don't know what the hell this shit's called. And some spring rolls and stuff. Tactical dinner. Maybe. I can't say. Will you carry when you go to dinner? Gotta stay ready at all times. So, unfortunately, I've been carrying a lot of knives lately because my California concealed carry has not gone through yet. So I did my interview a month ago now. So after your interview, it takes 90 days for them to make their determination whether they're going to grant it to you or not. So for all legal purposes, I will say no. I will not be carrying a firearm with me to dinner because I'm not allowed to yet. We're going to leave it at that. I enjoyed your last range day. Will you be doing more? Yes, I will be doing more. Now that I have been here in California for a few months, I kind of know where I can go shoot and do the things I want to do and not be bothered by some liberal hippie who's out mountain biking with his male partner and thinks that I'm a terrorist. So now that I know my way around a little bit more now and where I can go shoot and do things, you know, I'm able to start getting into that kind of stuff more. What about 6.5 Grendel? So that was a big debate with me before I built my 6mm ARC. I went back and forth with that with 6.5 Grendel and which one was better and blah blah blah. And I'm not gonna lie, 6.5 has a lot more support behind it. 6 ARC is good, it's great, and I don't regret the decision at all to build that. I just wish ammo availability was a little bit better. As far as parts and everything else, I was able to get everything I wanted and do that build. And Grendel Hunter he does a lot of 6.5 builds. Obviously, he's called Grendel Hunter. He built my 6mm ARC upper for me based on what I wanted, and I love it. It turned out great. Just ammo availability kind of sucks for 6 ARC right now. You have a nice little YouTube family here. I do have a nice little YouTube family. My peoples is good. You know, I love them. Pho? Question mark. I don't know what pho means, man. I'm white. I just know it's some Vietnamese stuff. I don't know. It's food, man. If it's food, I eat it. I don't really care. I'm not picky. I'm built different. If it's spicy, I like it. If it's weird, I like it. If it's a steak, I like it. I don't know, man. It's food. I'm gonna eat it. Oh, pho's really good. Faux show. That was corny, I'm sorry. How far can you shoot down range? With what? Slingshot? I don't know. I've never tried to shoot 3,000 yards and failed. I don't know. I don't know how far I can shoot. I've never done a, let's see how far I can shoot. The furthest I've shot consistently is 500 yards, just as that's what we do in the Marine Corps. When we go to the rifle range, we shoot 500 yards all day. Past that, I've taken shots here and there, but I've never done any, I guess, at distance shooting on a consistent enough basis to say how far I can shoot. I don't know, man. Maybe I set a target up at 1,000 yards and hit it every time. I don't know. I do want to take my 6mm arc and to an established range and be able to shoot it as far as I can. I'd like to be able to shoot consistently at 800 yards with it. I know the platform is capable of it all day. People take 1,000+ yard shots with 6mm arc all the time. Whether or not I can do it with the optic I have is a different question. So really, when it gets to that point, your optic is going to be your biggest inhibitor. So I might have to upgrade my optic if I want to make 800+ yard shots with the 6 arc. But from 500 or 600 on in, all day, my setup will be money. Oof, 450, 458, or 50. What would you choose? I'm going with 450 Bushmaster, and really not really any reason why. I just think it's cool. 50 doesn't interest me at all. It's way too expensive. All of these rounds are expensive, but I don't know. 450 has always kind of been one of those things that I've always wanted to shoot and own, and I think if I were to have like an unlimited budget, I would build a badass 450 Bushmaster with your tactical squirt gun. Have you shot a 50? Yes, I have shot a 50. It's not as fun as you think. Like, yeah, it's cool because it's a 50, but once you shoot it for a while, it's like, all right, you're just shooting this big ass round for no damn reason. But yeah, 50 is pretty cool. Nothing like being on top of a truck and you got your 50 and you just got your little butterfly trigger. And it's pretty cool. I like the 240 better, honestly. It's just more fun to shoot. It's just me, and it's more reliable. 50, you got headspace and timing and all that stuff you got to do. 240, you throw the links in and shoot the damn thing. She's golden. Do you still use your Faiachi lights on your rifle? Still happy with it? I think one of my rifles now still has the Faiachi, and I didn't change it. I didn't change all the other ones because they failed. It's just I bought better lights, and I either gave the other ones away, or I took one of them off and made it like a light that I put in my truck. So there's nothing wrong with them. They still work, and they did what they needed to do. So one of my rifles I upgraded to a Surefire just because it's a lot more streamlined. It's a lot smaller footprint, and it's just as bright. Another one I have an O-light on. Oh my god, he has an O-light. Yes, I have an O-light, and I like it. I don't care. I like the O-light. It's fine. And then, what do I have? I got a Monstrum on another rifle. I got a Faiachi FL22 on one. Yeah, so I got a Faiachi on one of my rifles still, and it's fine. It's good. Is a tactical squirt gun legal in Cali since it's tactical? Absolutely not. If you get caught on these streets with a tactical squirt gun, you're going straight to jail, man. There's actually you're only allowed to shoot 4.5 fluid ounces within 1 minute. So if it shoots any more ounces of water than that, then you are a felon and you deserve to die. So just think about that next time you walk out on these streets. 50-inch barrel minimum. That's also true. You gotta wear a trench coat to hide that bad boy. Where can I donate to your channel? You can cash at me. So I don't really care about donations to the channel. I really don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. If you want to donate, my cash app is $money$ridingdirty86. But you don't gotta send me money because I still love y'all. I don't care. We're all poor here. Ain't nobody got money to send nobody else. 10 milliliter max capacity too. Exactly. So 10 milliliter max capacity, and you can't shoot more than 4.5 ounces of water in under a minute. Dave Miller, I just ordered one. Get it. Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about tactical water guns. He ordered a Faiachi. Got you. If it didn't come with a mount, an M-lock mount, and you need one, let me know. I've got some extras. Po' Boy Tactical. I should change the channel name to Po' Boy Tactical. What are your thoughts on drum mags? Honestly, that shit is for gangsters and people who want to just be, I don't know, just be reckless, I guess. I don't really see the training value in a big-ass drum mag. If I was in a fighting hole or somewhere where I had a hardened position and I was going to defend that position, then yeah, drum mags make sense. But these guys you see on Instagram who load up a drum mag and just mag dump and do stupid shit, you're just throwing money away. It has no training value, it has no relevance. I don't want to be running and gunning, running around with a big ass drum, knocking around on everything, or just being super heavy. It doesn't make any damn sense to me. Give me a conventional mag that's 30 rounds, because I don't do that 10 round crap, and let me go to work and I'll change mags as needed. Having a big ass heavy drum with nowhere to like put it or do anything with it doesn't make any sense. The only time it makes sense to me, and this is just my opinion, if you have a different opinion, great, but if I had a hardened position or I'm in a fighting hole and I know this is where I'm going to stay and I'm not moving, then sure, drum all day. You know, I got more rounds to put down range before I got to swap out. But to me, it's more effort than what it's worth, because I don't plan on staying in one static position unless I was, I don't know. I don't see the value in a drum. Hardened position. So hardened position is like I'm in a building, or I've set up, like, this is my bunker here, and I've got, you know, this table flipped over, I've got sandbags stacked up, and I know there's a wall behind me that's hardened, say it's concrete, whatever, and I know I'm not moving. This is my hardened position. I don't have to move from point A to whatever other point B is out there. I'm staying here regardless of what the hell's going down. That's a hardened position. And then I would have a drum, or, you know, I would have linked mags into an ammo can, and that's how I'm running my stuff, because, you know, I'm here. I don't have to worry about moving. I don't have to worry about being mobile. I don't have to worry about weight. All my stuff is centralized in one area. But that's rarely the case. Usually you're going to want to move, because once people know where you are, they're going to try to flank you, they're going to try to position around you, and unless you have other people in hardened positions to kind of help you out and have interlocking fields of fire and stuff like that, then you're going to want to be mobile to an extent at some point. So to me, drum mags aren't really an option, and they'll never be an option for me, because as regular people, like if you're doing military ops, then you're going to do whatever the hell the boss tells you to do. But us real world people, we're not going to probably have a position hardened enough with a team well trained enough to have our backs to be able to stay in one spot for too long. Big bore. Have you ever been in a gunfight? Can you tell us some stories, maybe? So, I don't know, I'm not a really big storyteller. Even my wife, I've never even talked to her about, like, deployments and stuff. I'm not one of those people who, like, talks about that kind of... It's not my whole identity to be a service member. Some people, that's all they talk about. That's their whole personality is what they do. I'm just a dude who likes to do dude stuff. I don't brag, I don't do any of that stuff. So yes, we've been in some firefights, but it was more with our machine guns, not our ARs, our M4s. So as we're pushing through places, we receive small arms fire. We got to shoot back, obviously. Hit a couple IEDs, and then once you hit an IED, there are procedures for that. You can't just, if you can keep pushing, great, but typically when you hit an IED, something breaks and that vehicle goes down, which triggers other actions. So you have to flank out, set up 360 security, assess that down vehicle, but before you can get to the down vehicle, you have to sweep that area to make sure there's no secondaries or tertiaries, which is a third option. And all that imposes risk, because in an armored truck, you're relatively safe. Once you have boots on the ground, you're not as safe. So you gotta sweep that area. These trucks are providing security. Once they know they hit you, they either wanted to hit you to disrupt you to be able to, move in, or they just wanted to screw your day up. So it is what it is. So as far as stories, I don't really have any like cool, jarhead, insert whatever your favorite military movie is, stories to tell you. I try not to talk about this stuff too much. But yeah, been in a couple firefights, nothing crazy. I've never been on the ground running through houses, clearing them to get to the Taliban. Like, I've never done any of that kind of stuff. I won't lie to you. Mostly machine gun employment from the truck. That's about it. What is your MOS? So, that was in the beginning of the video. But I'm a 3537, which is a motor transportation chief. So, I drive big truck. I don't drive big truck anymore. I tell other people to drive big truck and where to go and what to do. My days now are mostly administrative and dealing with everybody's personal bullcrap. Because the higher in rank you go, the less you get to be on the front lines doing the cool stuff. So, it sucks, but it is what it is. I've been in almost 16 years now. In April will be 16 years. So I got 4 more to go before I can hang up the uniform and be done. But yeah, as you get higher, the less cool stuff you get to do. In any MOS, even the infantry guys, yeah, there's certain exceptions, but for the most part, you go from a guy kicking in doors and doing stuff to the guy analyzing, the battleground and where to employ your guys best, and then you tell them what to do and what their battle plan should be. So as you get up in rank, the less on the ground you are and the more in the office doing big picture planning stuff. Thank you for what you do, brother. Much love. Much love back to you, big boss. Thank you for, you've been here for like a long time, so I appreciate it, man. I was in Pendleton in 2010 and hated. Is there anything there that's enjoyable? So yeah, I left here, my first time here, I left in 2010, like October-ish 2010. And I didn't do anything my first time here, honestly. I just went to work, went home, deployed, came home, and didn't really do a whole lot. I was like always the more responsible of my younger friends, and I would drive them to, go play. I would just be their DD, and I would drive them places. They'd, pay for gas, buy me food, and I would just sit in the car and just wait for them to do what they got to do, and then drive them back to base, make sure they got here safe and didn't get DUI or nothing stupid. I was pretty boring because I was just always afraid of getting in trouble, because so many people join and then get in trouble and then, get dishonorable discharge, or they get administratively separated and ruin their whole lives because they wanted to be stupid. I was always too scared for that, and just very by the book. I mean, I was still, had my days, but for the most part, I was, straight arrow. So I just helped everybody else out and didn't really do a whole lot. There is a lot of cool stuff to do in California. So like I said, I'm starting to get into the off-roading thing, exploring different trails, mountains, camping. There's pretty much every restaurant you could ever imagine in California. You got Legoland, Disney, SeaWorld, Knott's Berry Farm, a bunch of different amusement parks. There's a lot of vineyards, farms, hiking, fishing, the beach. Pretty much anything you want to do is here in California. The only thing that makes California suck is that it's California. But as far as like geographics, there's everything. There's the mountains, there's the valleys, there's the beach, there's freaking everything. There's the desert. Anything you want to do is pretty much available, except for a lot of your 2A freedom. That sucks. But luckily for me, I'm a service member, so I have 30 round mags and I'm allowed to have them, and I can do what I need to do. But yeah, really the gun thing is really the biggest hindrance for California. Everything else is pretty standard, other than it being super expensive. Wife is saying dinner time. I know, baby, I know. All right, so we're gonna do like 2 more minutes. So if you got any last minute questions, hit them up. 2 more minutes and I'm out of here. Hope there are more live streams more often. Yeah, so I plan to do it on Saturdays. So I'm going to keep doing it Saturdays. Unless you guys think Sundays are better, let me know if you think Sunday's better. But Saturday around this time, I think it's pretty cool. Around 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. You better get that dinner before you get in trouble. I know, man, I know. She's yelling at me on YouTube. How about that? Got in trouble. I know. All right, y'all. So Sundays. All right. There's one vote for Sunday. Yeah, if you think Sunday's better, Sunday gun day. I don't know. And then, as always, I posted it a couple days ago. I didn't really get a whole bunch of response. I got more questions on one of my posts on Instagram. I was like, hey, I'm going to do a live in a few days. What questions do you have? I got more people that Instagram me, message me questions than I did on my YouTube post. So I'll keep posting it every week. So Monday, I'll make the new post for either Saturday or Sunday, whichever has the most votes. So I got 3 votes for Sundays. So maybe we'll move it to Sunday. So on Mondays, I'll post, hey, questions for this week, and then y'all tell me what questions you want me to answer. That way I can put a list together and I can be informed and know what I'm talking about ahead of time. And then we're good. Saturday's good for Mr. Tasker. See you tomorrow live stream, LOL? No, we're gonna give it a few days. I'll see you next weekend. All right, so yeah, just keep commenting if you want me to do Saturdays or Sundays. Right now, Sundays looks like it's winning. And thank you guys for joining in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and make sure that the notification bell is clicked, because sometimes YouTube unchecks it, and then you guys don't even know when I post videos. And thank you guys for all your support over the past year and some change that I've been doing gun stuff, and I appreciate you. Cheers. Have a good Saturday night. Stay safe. Love y'all. Peace.